Hello, my name is Aki, and sorry about the awkward start. And I'm continuing my series on the Magic the Gathering, Wizards of the Coast, whatever design, Great Design Search 3. And today I'm going to do the Design Challenge 1. Now I did see a little bit with this one, and I'll explain how. But let's just say that I'll do the steps a bit. Well, why I did it was that the last two videos became much longer than I expected and wanted them to be, like well over an hour. I wanted to keep them like 20 minutes or whatever, and I don't know how long this will be, but just try to make this a little bit more succinct. So, but today's challenge is Design Challenge 1. You might as well tribal. So for this challenge, the designers had to choose a creature type and design 8 cards for a standard legal set. The creature type has to be unique from the other designers. I don't know what they had. I guess I could check. It also had to be one that already existed, but didn't have had a lot of previous tribal designs. That was difficult sentence. All 8 cards must be mechanically care about the creature type. Guest starts was the winner of the first Great Design Search, Alexis Jansen. I guess I should check what the other chose. I guess I should read these if there's more rules here. All evergreen mechanics, flavorful design, fun gameplay, synergy, originality, color by appropriateness, rarity appropriateness. Your design need to fit into the rarity you're designing for. You can assume your tribal theme is large enough that it can show up in all rarities. Be careful in how you interact with creature types that aren't normally referenced at common. Okay. A card type appropriateness. Make sure that your cards are properly representing the type they're in. Yeah, you will need to submit the following. So there needs to be 2 commons, 2 uncommons, 2 rares, and 2 mythics. And 250 words to say whatever you want about your design. You are free to talk about individual cards and whatever. Okay. So, there's insects, rogues, imps, aetherborn, oozes, horrors, samurai. Okay, and some shaman, summon, whatever. Yeah. Okay. I guess interestingly, I guess they have used these designs somewhat. Like, okay, so Aritos insects. I don't think there's like insect tribal. I guess you could say Grist is a little bit like insect tribal card. Second was Rogues. Rogue had quite recently had a standard legal set, a standard legal deck that was Rogue tribal, although the Rogue aspect got sort of put aside in that deck later on when it became like a mill deck. It still had like 12 rogues or whatever. Imps, Etherborn. Oh, I would have gone with Etherborn. Uzis. Alex was 6 with horrors. Scott was 7th with samurai. That's all the requests I got on Thursday. And Shaman. The thing is that there already was Shaman cards, weren't there? Like, isn't there like in Lorwyn, aren't there like Shaman tribal cards? They might be druids. I might be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure there are things that look at. But anyway, I guess it was fine. But now I'm sorry. Now I'm curious about the Silence one. Well, I guess I'll look into those later on. So yeah. But okay, so my favorite color is easily black. So what I'm going to do is I'll look at the various black creature types as a starting point. So we have Etherborn that was chosen by one of the contestants. Archons. What black Archons are there? I don't know. Demons. Like, demon is interesting to me, except that demons don't have commons. Like, how should I put this? Demons aren't like well, there are common demons, but if you want to make like a demon deck, it's very difficult to do so because you want demons to be powerful and kind of to the extreme. So it's hard to get like a curve out, especially like since you have to have commons, uncommons, rares, and mythics. So clearly 2 of each. So clearly that means that what you're doing here is you're both designing for limited and you're designing for constructed, because in general the lower rarities are for limited and the high rarities are for constructed. Obviously there's many, especially in tribal decks, there's many creatures that are common and powerful enough to be in constructed decks, but on the other hand, like if you look at like angel decks, even the lower part of the curve are rares, at least mostly. Yeah. So, but I think I do have to read the rules. So, the creature type, all creatures should be designed as if they were part from the same set. Standing, all eight cards must mechanically care about the creature type. They should not simply be the creature type. Okay, I'm reading that they don't need to be of that creature type. We'll get back to that. So I guess that makes demons more interesting to me. Avatars, Dauti, fairies. Well, fairies have been well, obviously historically there has been fairies for a time was a very good tribal deck. And it had interesting tribal mechanics, and that's good. Gorgons had a little bit of tribal mechanics, not much, but just a little bit. Like Gorgons couldn't destroy other Gorgons type of stuff in the original Theros. So there's that, but not much else. Gremlins, hags. Why isn't gremlins listed as shared with red? Harpies, imps, core, liches, Meriok, Nezumin, Night Stalkers, Shades. Shades would be fun, but like if they all that Shades do is pump themselves, so there's not much of a design space for there. Like, and it would be it wouldn't be good for like a limited environment if every creature had you like your opponents would be able to pump every creature they had. Like, how do you block in those situations? Spectres, thralls, vampires. Vampires are quite tribal these days. Set with red and white. I guess it's now shared with blue as well, with Streets of New Capenna. Werewolves shared with red and green. Well, that's a tribal thing. Wraiths. There aren't very many wraiths. Wraiths. How do you pronounce that? Sorry. Monsters, subservient types. Attacks, bats, carriers. Eyes. Eyes would be fun. Can you do anything with that? So there's basically 4 of them. And they don't have any kind of identity, I don't think. Ooze, that might be kind of fun. That was already taken. Pest, rats. Rats have a lot of tribal things. I guess pest also has sort of, not really, but sort of. Skeleton have some tribal things. Slugs, Surrakar, zombies. Zombies have tribal things. Assassins, clerics. Clerics are already tribal. Knights are already tribal. Mercenaries, I think they sort of had tribal things. Not sure. Minions. Minions should have tribal things, but I don't think they do. Ninjas have some tribal things. Pirates have some tribal things. Rogues have tribal things. Samurai have some tribal things, and then there's warlocks. I don't think warlocks have any tribal things, but okay, I'm going to go with demons. And as I said previously, it's going to be a hard tribe to, do. Yeah, okay. So we need a common, a second common, uncommon, second uncommon, rare, mythic, rare, and a second mythic rare. Okay, so what I'm thinking here is that I don't want to have, I want to have a curve for these creatures. But since I also need commons, and I don't want to push commons to the extreme. But demons, okay, so what can we do with demons? And there's a link between ancients and clerics. Why couldn't there be a link between clerics and demons as well. Has that happened before? Demon type. I think there's at least one. Well, there's definitely one. Archfiend Vessel, yeah. Demon's Disciple, yeah. I don't mean those. Kalia of the Vat. Okay, Kalia, sure, that's something. Priest of the Blood Rite, yeah, that's something. But yeah, okay, set up on Apostle, Skirstock High Priest. Okay, there's some. There's also like I think it might be a shaman. There's an ogre god from the original Kamikawa that was able to sort of like summon demons. I don't remember how exactly it worked. Anyway, I guess we should check the type ogre demon. Oh, there's several. At the beginning of upkeep, you may sacrifice Bloodseeker. If you do, search the library for a demon card, reveal that card, and put it into your hand, then shuffle the library. Whenever a demon comes into play under your control, return Bloodseeker from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. So yeah, there's some. So yeah, I guess I'm cheating a little bit when as I'm doing this uh, because well, they already did these kinds of things that cared about demons. But never mind, doing it anyway. So common one. This is creature, human cleric, cost 1 and a B, and it's a 1/3, sounds about right. And so I'm basically copying a red effect here. There was in Khans there was a goblin. Can't remember the name of it right now, but it would reduce the cost of all dragons by 1. So yeah, demon spells cost 1 less. Demon spells you cast cost 1 less. Close enough. But yeah, so this can easily be a common. Like if you want this kind of a tribal theme for demons, I think that's a good approach for that. Type demon and rarity uncommon. Let's see, do we have any uncommon demons currently? Some. Archfiend of Sorrows, Demonic Taskmaster. Oh, Dreadhound is demon. Enemy of Enlightenment. Okay. So that's one creature. I think it needs a name, but it doesn't really matter. It should have some like flavorful name regarding the well the the set, whatever the set is, whether the world is. I get there will be some cult, like uh, yeah, whatever. And so the other thing I would like to see is something that helps you keep yourself alive until you can actually, you know, play your demons. So um, another human cleric, and as you cast card name, uh, you may reveal a demon card from your hand. If you do, card name. If you do, put a life link and a death touch counter on card name as it enters the battlefield. Is that too much? I'm giving both lifelink and death touch. Might be. I think it might make this an uncommon actually. Having both of those. Yeah, okay, that's better. Put a lifelink or a death touch counter on card name as it enters the battlefield. So it's still, you still need to play the demons, but this is the kind of thing that can help you get to the point where you can actually cast your demons. Now, in uncommon, you can actually start having demons. We should have demons, like probably the set should have way more demons than 2 at uncommon. Like similarly to like Dragons of Tarkir. They wanted to have, so what it's called an ass fan. What it means is that when you fan, in quotation marks, your booster pack, it should give you an idea what the set is about. So there needs to be enough things there to explain the world. So that means that you need to have a lot of like, so in Dragons of Tarkir, they didn't want to make common dragons, but they needed to make uncommon dragons so that the dragon, so because they didn't want to make common dragons, they needed to make enough uncommon dragons to, so that, but so that the team would show up often enough. Yeah. Oh, there's a 2-mana demon. I guess there's very inexpensive demons in Kaldheim. That's the name. Common demons. Oh yeah, Ecstatic Awakener. That's a very cheap demon actually. But yeah, our cards need to. The rule was that they need to care about the creature type. It isn't enough that they are of the creature type. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, okay. But anyway, that's a good start. I now have 2, like, basically cultists. Let's call this like cult enforcer, and this is now a cult. Uh, what's a good name here? I have like on the tip of my tongue, I have this idea of a okay, accountant. That's a good one. Let's say this is like um like also kind of a cult. They have their like they managed to get their fingers on a lot of pies in the society. So yeah, that's a good one. I that feels good. Okay, demons. Rafter demon is a demon as well, obviously, kind of obviously. But okay, uncommons. So what can we have here that cares about other demons? Um, I know one thing. I want to have a mythic that forces each player to sacrifice a non-demon creature on each of your upkeeps. I guess that's a copy of Anawan, isn't it? Maybe. Oh, we'll think about it. Anyway, although I guess I already did steal something here. So, they've given us permission to do smaller demons in Kaldheim and apparently even Ravnica. So yeah, I still want demons to be like big scary things. Um, and I guess another thing I want, which goes somewhat against the current um, design philosophy, I want to make these reliable, like rely on black mana. Like today, they often want to make limited more accessible by not requiring double mana in most cards in at common and uncommon. Sometimes they do, mostly they don't. There's very few cards that require double black or double white or whatever in like Streets of New Capenna. There's like murder and there's one uncommon creature uh, in white that does it. And then there's like one red and one green uncommon that require double mana. But anyway, um, it's become less frequent. So, but I still want to do it. And another thing is that historically, demons have been able to fly, but I want to avoid that because the environment would be really, really bad if everything had flying, especially in a color that doesn't generally have that much flying. Black gets flying regularly, but those creatures are usually less powerful than ones in blue or white. But okay, yeah. So uncommon one is a creature demon, 2BB, and it has to care about. I guess this should have flying. So okay, has to care about the creature type. So card name enters the battlefield with +1/+1 counter for each other demon and cleric you control. Okay, does that sound good? Hopefully. So if you play on curve, like if you have a 2-drop and a 3-drop, and this, then it comes down as a 3/3 flying demon. It is pretty good, and things have to go well for you to be able to do that. So yeah, I think that's a fine design. Then the second uncommon, also creature, demon. And now that okay, so one of the things that if we want there to be a tribal theme in a set for limited purposes, you basically need that tribe. Either every card in a color needs to be of that type, or you need to expand your creature type to 2, maybe even 3 colors, maybe more. Like for example in Zendikar. But if we think about something like, I don't know, Ixalan, we had 2 tribes that were in 2 colors. The vampires were in black, white, and the merfolk were in green and blue, while dinosaurs were in Naya colors, and pirates were in Grixis colors. So we need to expand this into 2 colors for there to be so that we can have enough coverage so that it can actually be a playable tribe. So I'll expand to red, which does like you could go to, for example, white, but it gives the tribe a very different feel. Like these were all supposed to be from the same set, so you need to have a very specific feel for the like I would like there to be a very specific feel for the demons. So you could go for like very bureaucratic demons and make it also like, or you can go with, in this case, like the black green, no, black red, which is like Rakdos like, which is like very uncaring and aggressive, and I guess in many ways fun to play. So I would rather go with that than like black or black white. And so if I go with this, so there needs to be an uncommon. Obviously, it doesn't need to be an uncommon, but it's the usual way they do this is that they have an uncommon, which they call like the signpost uncommon, which tells drafters that this specific card is specifically designed to tell you that this color combination has this specific theme. Like in Streets of New Capenna, it's usually commons because it's a multicolored set, much more aggressively. But you can see those cards like Body Dropper. It's a black-red card that cares about you sacrificing creatures, and it can also sacrifice creatures. And Zetmir's Fixer is red-green common that cares about treasures, and there's a green-white common that cares about citizens. I don't remember the name, what the name was. And there's a blue-white common that cares about counters on creatures, and there's a blue-black common that cares about the contents of your graveyard. So these tell you what the color combinations are about, and then there's like 3 color combinations as well. You know, there's the Chand one that's just aggressive, and then there's the Naya one that is all about finding creatures, and then there's the Bant one, which is about counters, and there's the Grixis one, which is about utilizing graveyards. And which one am I forgetting? I'm forgetting the Esper one. Why can't I remember what the Esper one is? Is it the? Oh yeah, it's the discard one. Yeah. Oh, you get to exile a non-creature card from an opponent's hand. Yeah. Although that's not very. I guess it's the card advantage aspect to it, but yeah, whatever. But okay, so what do we want to do with this? So it's black and red. So black-red creatures in general, or black-red in general, is very it's very not that powerful. What am I saying? Well, like they're very aggressive. That's the most aggressive. Like I guess like green red also is aggressive in a different way, but it's aggressive like in the sense that it doesn't take shit from anyone. But black red is often like aggressive in a very malevolent way. Like they want to cause chaos and destruction for its own sake, not from like any kind of philosophical, and not because it was not like the red green ones. Often you have to poke them to get that response. They're not, you know, they are aggressive by nature, but they don't like attack on sight everything. Like black and red can attack. They're like chaotic evil. They don't have the chaos in itself is the point. So what should we have here? Okay, let's first of all let's make it a 3/3. That sounds good. Like I'm paying 3, and this is something that I want to encourage people to play. And this card in itself should encourage people to play other demons or demons as a tribe. So what should it do? Um, okay, yes, I'm going to copy the Immerstorm Storm Raider idea here. Yes, so whenever card name or another demon enters the battlefield under your control, you no maze, you just do it. Draw a card and discard a card. No, other way around, because this is red. So discard a card and discard a card if like discard a card. If you do, draw a card. So you can't get like card advantage this way, but you can get card selection. Yeah, I think that's a good one. Okay, what else? Rare. So I want to have things other than simple, other than just creatures. So this is sorcery. 1 and a B. I think that's good. So tutoring is obviously a big thing in black. But I don't want this one to be I don't want this one to be like an actual tutor. Like I want there to be a certain amount of chance here. So okay, yes. Okay, yes, this is a good idea. Untested summoning ritual. I guess you could come up with a snappier name, but that's fine. So what do you do? Okay, so exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a demon card. Put that card into your hand. Put the like should they be exiled? Or should you put them back into your library? I think they should be exiled. Yeah, this is fine. But should it just be, B? Or should it be? It's 1B. That's safer. Yeah, that's fine. Then Demon of Greed. That's a good name. Creature, demon. I guess black and red again. And this is a rare creature, so it should have flying. And it's I guess it's a 3/3. And when card name enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. But it says, okay, so Demon of Greed, so it does that. But also Greed has a very specific meaning in the game ever since like Legends. I think it's a Legends card, Greed. So additionally, and pay 2 life, draw a card. No, okay, so now I know. Pay 4 life, draw a card. Okay, this costs 1 life less for each demon you control. Yeah, that sounds about right. Then I'll go for an obvious one in Mythics. So Obnix it is. Planeswalker, Nixilis. I think that's the type, if I remember correctly. And we've now established that Nixilis. Did I write that correctly? Yeah, Nixilis can be also be in red, so let's start with that. So we have 4 versions of Nixilis. Do we have like a common pattern here? You draw a card and lose 1 life. Each opponent loses 1 life. Um, hmm. Well, I think the first one is too powerful for like stand. No, not necessarily. But yeah, I also have to remember that it needs to care about demons. So, yes, okay. I like um I like planeswalkers to have static abilities, not the kind that like obviously they went too far with the static abilities uh in War of the Sparks, like the Teferi and Nissa and what's the name of the blue uncommon? The blue uncommon. Can't remember, but you know what Narset, yeah, that's it. They went too far. And oh yeah, and then there's the um Karn also went way too far with that. I think Liliana Dreadhorde General is like right on the edge, but not sure. But anyway, so um, I'm going to want to give this also a static ability. I'm just not sure what the static ability should be. I don't want to copy either of these static abilities. Obviously not casualty, that's against the rules, but okay, it's a mythic, and it's 5 mana, and if I started at low enough, uh, low enough loyalty, let's actually make it 6 mana. No, 5 mana is fine. Um, so whenever you draw your first card during your turn, you can, if you control a demon, pay 1 life and draw a card. So yeah, it gives you card advantage without a loyalty ability, but only if you control a demon. So I think this means that the +1 ability should be synergistic with the static ability, at least a little bit. Like you're paying life to get those cards, so this ability should give you life. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. So +1. Do I dare to do this? Well, it should be tested after this. So let's just do it. Okay. So its opponent loses life equal to the number of demons you control. You gain life equal to the number of demons you control. Okay. And then I don't want to give this like an immediate ability to destroy creatures. But instead, target demon gains tap, destroy target creature. So this is like a lesser version of Oblixion's Reignited, which had destroy target creature straight up. But this, you need a demon, and obviously the demon can't have summoning sickness, and also obviously your opponents can remove it in response. And oh yeah, until end of turn. And also, what was the last thing I had to say? Oh yeah, you can't attack or block with that demon. So there's a lot of things happening here. So I don't mind, even though this sort of reads in opportune moments like destroy target creature for just -2. I don't mind it. And ultimate needs to be something flavorful, but minus, I don't know, 8 doesn't really matter. Return all demon cards in your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay, yeah, that's fine. And we start with, let's say, 4 loyalty. Should it be 3 so you can't? Yeah, 3 is fine. I'll drop that to 7. 3 because if you give it 3, you can't activate this twice in a row. You have to minus plus minus at the very least. Or if you want to do it like if you want to keep your Obnixilis after this, you have to minus plus plus minus, which can still be debilitating for your opponent. But yeah. I'll add something here. Destroy target creature. If it's an angel, you gain life equal to its toughness. Nah, let's not overcomplicate things. Like there's too much text in cards these days, so I don't want to fall into that trap. And finally, a mythic rare 2. So what do we want here? Mythic rare. So it needs to be splashy, powerful. Legendary creature demon, and I think it's going to be 6 mana. And it's going to be flying, trample, and a 6/6. So obviously it would be very much playable right now. But it has to have also, because it's a mythic, uh, obviously it needs to have some other abilities. Okay, yes, I know it's a lord, but it's not like the lord in a well, why not? Demon creatures you control get +1/+1. Red demon creatures you control have haste. Black demon creatures you control have death touch. And also, like, we have those clerics. So one and sacrifice cleric. Target demon you control has indestructible until end of turn. Okay. So yeah, not necessarily the most inspired things, but like a different take on tribal creatures. At least I hope it's a different take on tribal creatures. Um, like there has to be a cost to playing with demons. So that's why there's like you have to pay life for certain things. Although and you have to sacrifice in some cases. You have to exile cards from your library. So you're getting rid of certain resources to gain other resources. And I think that's the black way of playing. That's red does it quite a bit also. Um, yeah. So these are powerful cards, many powerful cards, but there's also the chance that things will just go wrong because, well, demons are fickle. And obviously, like the very last one, playing with demons is risky because you just might lose your life. I Let's add sacrifice a cleric and pay 2 life. Yeah, just because why not? They are demons after all. So obviously, like the rest of the set should have things that fill out the curve, more clerics, more. I guess the uncommon demons need a name. We can live without. Um, yeah, these would require names and so forth. So yeah, you would have to put in what I would do. Add a few more clerics to the commons, and demons, the uncommon field. Like, yeah, a huge chunk of the uncommons should be demons in both black and red, I think. And there should be like 3 and 4 drops mostly, maybe one larger one. I guess there should be one larger one because there always is in at least one in red and black. Um, yeah, I guess that's it. Like if I used more time on this, I would probably come up with something very different. But like at the for the time I used on this, I'm quite happy with the designs. if I like read this through, I would probably tinker with things here and there. Uh, and yeah, in a way that giving demons +1/+1 is kind of boring because they're already kind of big. Although in this set they probably wouldn't be. Some things that I did use that are like fairly close to things that have been done in the past, like the first cleric. But yeah, all in all, I'm fine with this. So thanks for listening, um, and feel free to do all the YouTube stuff. And I'll get back to you soon with challenge number 2, which I haven't seated on, at least not yet, but we'll see if I do see it. I did see the name of the assignment of the challenge, but I don't even remember that. But hey, until next time.